Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel we work on building our spiritual confidence so we can listen to our intuition and read our tarot cards with ease. And today we are going to be talking about the 10 of Wands. I'm going to be taking you on a really deep dive to look at the symbolism of this card, which is enormous. We're going to be looking at the Golden Dawn symbolism. We will be looking at the numerology, which is enormous with these numbered cards. We're going to be looking at the astrology, in particular in terms of timing. We're going to be looking at the planetary correspondences. We will look at the Kabbalah, particularly the Tree of Life, and we'll look at the elements. So if you're interested in knowing a lot more about the 10 of Wands, stick with me. I'm going to spin the camera around and show you so much that there is to know about this card. See you soon. So let's have a look at the 10 of Wands. These are my cheat sheets. I know I mention them every video, but I'm thinking of people who might be coming past and see these videos and think, gosh, I wonder where I can get these cheat sheets. They're in my Etsy shop, and if you would like a copy of them, this is what I actually use to come up with the content for the video and to help me learn the cards. And then these are my cheat sheets that I started with that are just like a very basic cheat sheet, and I've got a worksheet here as well. And in the very first video that I did in the series, I think the full, I talked about these sheets in detail. So if you're following the series through and you've just stumbled on me, by the time I've finished, there'll be 78 videos. We're on our way to halfway with finishing the wands, and there is a video on every single one of the cards. And if you'd like to follow through with me, the cheat sheets are available for purchase as well. So we are looking at 10 spiritual beginnings and completion. So we are 1 plus 0, or coming right back around to numerology number 1. So if we look at the 10 of Wands, he's not completing things very well, is he? Like, he's doing things in an extremely inefficient way. So this is about trying to get to completion in the worst way possible. Then if we look at, I like to look at all of the cards, because if we look at the minor arcana and we look at them from a numerology perspective, the cards all line up, and it makes it really easy to actually think about what the meanings are, and it helps you to remember the meanings. So if we look at Cups, the celebration of completion with family, and this one's quite obviously family. So unlike 4 of Wands, where I sort of said, well, that looks like a couple there, and like I'll show you. If we look at 4 of Wands, I said that looks like a couple there and that looks like family, but the idea was this celebration of stability. This is a celebration of completion. This is family. This is children. You can see them, and they're celebrating this idea of the pot at the end of the rainbow. You've got the cups in the rainbow, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Swords. Well, it's finished, all right. A stab in the back, a completion, a difficult time, and it's all over. It's over. Your life as a journey, the beginning, the family, having a job signified by the Pentacles, the child, or even having a child, building your castle, and then old age. So this is a card that gives the story moving towards completion. Then we look at numerology number 1. We look at the Magician, new beginnings, channeling your power from sky to earth. Again, the Magician has everything he needs. The wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. The wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. And that was beautifully demonstrated at the very beginning when I talk about the ace, because you're being given each one of the tokens that make up the arcana, and each hand offers you a wand, a cup, a sword, or a pentacle. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So again, symbolic of journeys, spiritual beginnings, and working your way towards completion. We have Aquarius, we have Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. So each one of the astrological signs. And you can see that they're not complete. They're sitting in grey clouds. They're yellow, they're studying books, they're halfway through their life journey. And then we have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck at the end. So we've got 1, we've got 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, which is why we have the 10s being represented as numerology as 1. And the Sun, which is card number 19, 1 plus 9 makes 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. And of course in numerology, except for the spiritual cards, we reduce everything down to its lowest number. So I'm going to put these away because they're all going to have their own videos. That was just to give you 10 of Wands in perspective of the rest of the cards in the deck. Let's have a look at 10. And then once I finish 10, I'm actually going to show you the cards, the wands in progression, so that you can actually see the story of the wands as they travel through. So let's have a look. So we've got spiritual beginnings and completion. And this is the idea of you've got 1, spiritual beginnings, and 0 coming together to complete, to create 1, or the beginning. The place where all the 10s sit is Malkuth. I do hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. But Malkuth, the 4 10s sit here. So you would have 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and your Seraphot emanates the energy of Malkuth, or the kingdom. The meaning, it is our physical world, the completion of our journey, the expression of our divine energy, and where our spirituality takes form. And if we look at the name of the Golden Dawn title, or the spiritual title of this card, is the Lord of Oppression. And as you can see, he's pretty oppressed because he's doing it the hard way. And this, when you see this card in a position on a spread, you are talking to someone about what's hard about their life. How could they do things differently so they don't have to bear the burden? The timing of this card, again, is in Sagittarius. So up the top, in this part, the third decan, we're looking at December 13 to 21. And again, the wands have a traditional timing of spring. And this is where we think about the timing of the card. And of course, you know, in my experience, timing doesn't work. I've tried it, but it can be helpful to have in your arsenal of tools if you're looking at a spread and it's a spread that has a position that indicates timing. If you have a card that lands in that particular spot, if you want to give a sort of a quick indication, then traditionally wands mean spring. Or don't try and memorize all the dates. It's impossible. There's 78 cards. You can use my cheat sheets, especially if you're doing a written reading. And I have a whole workbook that shows you how to do written readings on that you can sell on Etsy. Or you can, you can look that up and give someone a bit of a sense of the timing of when something might happen. Again, classical element of fire. And again, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and that's where that idea of the element of fire comes from for the wands, which is really interesting because often people teach elements and they don't talk about that. So it's nice for you to see that the 3 signs that we've looked at have been, I'll show you one here, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Up here, the 3 fire signs, cardinal, fixed and mutable. So if we were to look at, actually, I'll show you, if we were to look at this card and we look at what fire sign is the fixed sign, which is the sign that changes the least in terms of personality, you would see it's Leo down here, which is the fire sign on the Wheel of Fortune. So everything links in this Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's really quite a masterpiece. So let's have a look at the card, the back of the card. So you're overburdened with life. You're doing things the hard way. You're bent over. You're not even looking where you're going. I mean, that would be my concern, is that you are not looking where you are going. You are just pushing forward and hoping for the best. Looking at that bundle and the way this man is carrying the wands, you need to work out what's important. It's no good trying to carry all 10 wands at once, because it's not going to be possible. You'll end up dropping them all, particularly the way you're carrying them. You need to work out what's important and carry that. The house down here represents the goal that you're trying to achieve. Your home is your castle, it's your identity, and you can see here, it's quite a castle that he's heading towards. It's flat ground. Normally in the tarot, if we're having a spiritual journey, it's in mountains, and you can see this is flat. You could get there. You can get there really easily. You just need to work out how you can set your goals and go about things one at a time, rather than trying to do everything at once in a really ineffective way. That is actually really, if you look at the way, even the way the man is carrying these wands, it's really self-harming. Like, it's not a good way to be going about your life. The blue sky again represents hope, because you're going to be able to achieve this clarity of thought. You just have to slow down and think about it. The yellow symbolism, and there's a lot in this card. You've got sort of a deeper yellow of the castle and the road he's traveling on, his stockings. He's even got yellow hair, is representing hope and confidence. But you can see that he's not even self-aware. He's not even looking to be aware of his own optimism and ability and dynamism and passion and confidence to be able to sort through what it is that he needs to sort through. The orange tunic again is a mixture of yellow and orange, and that can indicate a little bit of confused passion here. So we're pushing forward, we're just not pushing forward in the right way. So that is the 10 of Wands. Let's have a look at the wands going all the way through the deck. So I've just got to watch here to make sure that I put all the cards down correctly. But I've got them here all in order, I hope. Haha, yes I have. So we've got, you are given the opportunity to take action. You think about your goals, both the goals you're conscious of and the goals that you're unconscious of, from a safe place. You go out into the world and you take action, and you stand back and you reflect on everything that you've achieved in a really positive way, remembering the yellow sky. So you start in confusion, you don't know what it is that you want to do, and then you can see that you've achieved so many great things. There's still many things that perhaps you could achieve, and you're looking out with positivity. And you celebrate what you've achieved in a state, the stability you've achieved. You've got your castle, your family or your friends, and you're all celebrating 2 times 2 or 4. The celebration of bringing the two together into stability. But then life introduces disruption and challenges in the 5, and you feel like you're fighting and you just can't get any sort of resolution. But the blue sky gives you hope that you will get there. And eventually you do express your ability to lead and find a pathway out of the confusion that you've experienced. And that confidence enables you to be on the higher ground the next time there's a challenge. And you are up high, and you have the skill of both being poor and being affluent, and you are making headway as you bash down those challenges. And once you've achieved that, you take action. You take positive, affirmative action in the 8. But life knocks you around again, and you are anxious. And you need to be careful that in seeking a resolution to the challenges that you feel in the 9, 3 by 3 by 3, overactive creativity, remember, that you don't try to come to that completion, that sense of beginnings and endings by doing it the hard way, that you slow down and you reflect, because action is not the only thing that we need in order to create conclusion. You need to slow down and reflect. You're too caught up in getting it all done so you can get home and be complete. And so there's your story of the wands and how they flow together. The next set of videos, I'm going to be showing you how the wands, the Royal Arcana, we talked about this right at the beginning when I talked about the Ace, but where the page sits and how the wands move around, widdershins around the wheel of life, or the astrological wheel, because your Royal Arcana are around the outside. So that is our next series of videos. I do hope you've enjoyed the wands. We're going to do this for each one of the arcanas. So then after this one, of course, will be cups, and we'll keep moving through. So do stick with me. Let me know how you're going. Are you enjoying the videos? Are they making sense to you? Are you getting more of a sense of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which of course, as I say to you, doesn't have to be the ultimate deck that you read, but is an absolutely brilliant deck to help you learn the tarot. Take care, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.